I see. Are you suggesting that there is freedom in the ending of fear? Which is action?
Mm-hmm. Freedom, which is not freedom from fear.
I see.
But freedom, which is freedom to observe fear, and in that observation, the ending of fear. Before we get started today on what we want to talk about, I was wondering if we might revisit a previous topic.
Okay.
Like we were discussing off camera, well, either fortunately or unfortunately, I have watched the last video that we outputted. And
episode 4?
Episode 4.
Okay.
Yes. And I noted that in our discussion on meaning, perhaps you said something that I did not understand at the time.
Okay.
Correct me if I'm wrong, if you have access to the relevant memory.
Yeah.
But the force of that section is that we were saying that observing our consciousness not in thought, there is an experience of meaning. And that meaning is not located in time or space.
Mm-hmm.
And then, if I'm understanding correctly, you were saying that prior to that experience of meaning,
Mm-hmm.
something is experienced which is not recognized as meaning, as such.
Mm-hmm.
And that it might be prudent to give what is experienced there another name
Then meaning.
so
Mm-hmm.
that we don't confuse ourselves in our thinking.
I see. Experience of something prior to its recognition as meaningful?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Before there is recognition of that quality of meaning, something is experienced.
Mm-hmm. Even though it might not seem immediately relevant?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I must say, I don't quite remember the exact wording or phrasing. I have a very vague recollection of what you're speaking about in episode 4, but I'm okay with where we are, like in the present discussion.
Yes.
Yeah.
The content that's being said now, you think, yes, this is what was said, more or less.
Well, not that I'm open to, like, maybe this isn't what was said.
I see.
But like, I'm open to questioning this now.
I see.
Yeah.
I see. Seems like there's value in the present discussion. So we're talking about something meaningful.
Yeah, there might be something fruitful to explore here.
Okay.
Well, I don't quite know why it's being brought up as well, you see. Yeah.
I see. Well, I think I didn't understand what you were suggesting at the time.
Mm-hmm.
I had a sense of this shortly after the episode was recorded, but I wasn't quite able to put it together. But then going over and rewatching the recording,
mm-hmm.
I said, I think this is what he's trying to say.
Okay.
That prior to the recognition of meaning as such, something is experienced. And in order to understand perhaps the mechanism of that recognition, it's mm-hmm. worth giving what is experienced prior to the recognition a different name, just so that the whole thing is clarified in thought, so that we don't use the same word to refer to two different experiences.
I see. And would the two different experiences be something like content which is not meaningful as such? or like an experience of some content which is not meaningful as such.
Or recognized as meaningful
Yeah.
as such. Versus that experience that one points to and says, meaning.
Mm. I see, like perhaps when it's experienced, it wasn't quite meaningful then. But like something happened and I experienced something.
Mm-hmm.
But it didn't have the meaning that it has now.
Like something was experienced, but was not put together by thought, but was not recognized as meaningful. Only after the fact is recognized
I see.
as meaningful.
Yeah. Like in recollecting the experience in thought.
In recognizing the experience as a form of knowledge.
And the knowledge being that it is meaningful.
Mm-hmm.
I see. And recognizing it as a form of knowledge. Or the experience. Okay.
Did you have another word in mind?
No, not really. So I don't have another word that's coming. Like content which is not recognized as meaningful, but nonetheless there.
Perhaps we could call it truth.
I see. Is it the truth that I'm experiencing prior to recognizing it to be meaningful? The experience? Or am I experiencing something that's true? Could you say more? Why we might call it truth?
Well, there is the experience of meaning, which, in order to be recognized as such, demands the activity of knowledge. And knowledge, we've said, is limited. Truth is unlimited.
I see. Not that it has boundaries which are expanding, but in fact it has no boundaries.
Although there is knowledge of truth that is limited, although there is experience of truth which is limited, truth itself is unlimited. So if we want to talk about meaning prior to the recognition of meaning, and give it a different word just to keep things straight, perhaps truth is a good name.
I see. Is it possible to have a meaningful experience that is not sourced from truth? At least I don't think so.
Is a meaningful experience something different from an experience of meaning?
No, perhaps not.
Okay. Then meaning must have a relationship to truth.
Yeah. Could there be meaning without truth? That was...
Not meaning as such.
Maybe relative meaning. This meant something to me.
Like one might want to say thought is meaningful.
I see. Though thoughts might be untrue. Because this is the direction that this, like one would be thinking.
Well, one can't think of truth.
I see.
But thought can think about itself.
I see. I see. Like we're considering an experience of meaning based on an experience of truth. I see. But we're suggesting not merely an experience of meaning based on an experience of truth, but an experience of meaning must have relationship to truth.
If the experience of truth had no relationship to truth, it would be false.
I see. Like it wouldn't be true. And so an experience of something which isn't recognized as an experience of meaning as such would have to have some relationship to truth.
Even if it's not recognized as truth.
I see. Yeah. Well,
but again, it seems rather fitting.
Yeah.
But truth should not be limited by our recognition.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Touch things up a bit. Shall we continue with fear?
Sure. I apologize if it was rather unclear what I was saying. It's good work. Thank you for listening.
Last time we were saying there's biological fears and psychological fears. Biological fear involves a relationship to danger. Psychological fear involves a relationship between thought and itself that is not perceived as such.
I see. And you also provided like a generally relatable link between the two, as fear as such, with the rearing of a child, the development of certain psychological fears in relationship to biological fear.
And we said that we want to deal, at least at the moment, with psychological fears.
Yeah.
Because it's what's most relevant to our life. At least those of us who live in
Rather biological comfort.
Yeah.
Though we might get to it in due time.
So, psychological fear, we've said, is a responsive thought. There is some sensation, some somatic experience. After the fact, thought says to itself,
I know the sensation. Yes, this is fear. Yeah.
And in thinking to itself that it recognizes fear, thought separates itself from fear as a separate observer in the past. And then with this division between the observer and the observed, there's a continuity of fear into the future. And we said when there's an observation of the fact that the observer is the observed, I am fear, in that there is no division between oneself and fear. There's just fear. And because there's no division of oneself from fear, there is no possibility to escape from fear.
There's no room, there's no space to run away.
And in that very observation of fear, without any movement of thought, fear comes to an end. Now we want to go a little bit deeper into this question to see what is implied in the ending of fear.
Okay. In this observation.
So we want to find out what is involved in building up fear, how it's constructed, what is the psychological mechanism responsible for fear, and also what is involved in the ending of fear.
Okay.
So how does fear arise?
Could you word the question a little bit differently?
What is the process that gives rise to fear? What is the movement of thought in which fear is constructed? Does fear arise through a process of expectation?
I see. I was considering, does the process have something to do with recollection of the past? But with the introduction of expectation, I feel like it gives a demand for the recollection, or it gives a motive for the recollection. Like immediately my thought was, well, like, why am I recollecting the past? Perhaps there's a certain motive or a certain demand, like an expectation. But then I feel like the expectation, like the next question would be, how is the expectation formed?
The expectation is generated also in response to the past. Right? I think something either will or might take place. By comparing what is currently taking place with what has happened before. Either to me or someone else.
Well, wherever the observer is at the time.
What I've been told, what I've read. And if what I expect or might expect, I judge to be potentially beyond my capacity, judged again in response to the past, there's fear.
Yeah, if I've been asked a question and I think that I should know the answer, or I expect myself to be clever, I should be able to formulate a certain answer that's satisfactory to somebody. And I try to live up to this expectation. There might be some fear.
If I don't respond in a satisfactory way, I may be punished.
Maybe more casually, like people may think I'm stupid. I may think I'm stupid because of this.
Punished either by others or by myself.
Wherever the observer is at the time.
I see. Could you say a little bit more about that?
Well, the idea came up when we were talking about space. And we said, well, could it not be the case that there's object 1 here, object 2 here? And from a third person's perspective, I'm measuring the distance from here to there. And I was saying, well, wherever here is might not be a point that's immediately in contact with the body. And so I feel like if I say, I am, for example, I have fears because somebody else has told me something that has happened to them. And so whatever perspective that I am considering, that's what I'm suggesting as the position of the observer.
Not that I'm observing the perspective I'm considering.
Well, that could be the case, but if somebody else tells me that I met a bear in the forest once, and bears are very dangerous, to take this to heart, I would have to be occupied by this perspective. So the observer incorporates knowledge that has not been directly observed by this body. Now I would like to point out the relevance of this analogy to the thing we were saying before, but I forgot. We were considering...
What is observed, either by oneself or by another, what is heard, what one is trained to, what one is taught. What is observed becomes part of the observer through a process in time.
Yes, yes. If I'm collecting other people's observations, then I'm an observer, I'm a collector collecting. And so this is what I meant by wherever the observer happens to be at the time.
I see. Whatever what is observed is made relevant to.
Whatever what is observed is made relevant to. I see. Yeah.
Okay.
The observer. Yes.
So fear, we've said, arises in response to expectation, which is a form of comparison.
Comparison, yes.
Comparison with what is and what was and what might be, what I have and what I might lose.
I see. Could there be expectation without this movement? I see. Like, could there be expectation and then the end of expectation rather than a movement?
Which means to end the continuity of thought as time.
Yeah. So, like, maybe no expectation as such. But if there's movement, I feel like it would be comparison. Or there would be comparison, yes.
In ending the continuity of thought as time, there is space to observe that continuity. Which is not expectation as such.
Yeah, like, it might just be an idea of I don't know, I'm so keen on giving it different names. Expectation as such.
It's just that if I'm no longer caught in that movement of psychological continuity, I can observe it.
Which is the same with fear.
And in observing that past movement, modifying itself as the present, extending itself into the future, there's an observation of the future. Which is not a form of expectation.
It's like a vision of the steps necessary to achieve this future.
Just observing what's taking place and where it's going.
Yeah. Like what will, like, in fact, what is happening right now.
So fear arises through a process of comparison.
Mhm.
So the ending of fear means the ending of all comparison.
What is meant by comparison? The sense I have at the moment is in relation to expectation.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe there's the way that I desire to be,
Mm-hmm.
the way that I think of myself now,
Mm-hmm.
the way that I desire something to be, somebody else, a certain situation. And the way I think of that thing now. And in establishing it this way, there's already comparison.
Mm-hmm.
Looking for similarities, looking for differences.
Mm-hmm. Measuring one thing against another.
Mm-hmm. I see. Like, could the sentiment of desire not be necessary?
In the sense, might there be comparison without desire?
Yeah. Or would it not be comparison anymore?
I see. One can compare outwardly.
Could you elaborate?
If one goes to a restaurant, one compares between the items.
Okay.
Selects an item that one is interested in.
I see. Okay.
I don't like fish, I won't order fish.
I see. But not as opposed to somebody who likes fish and would order fish. Like, it's simply a fact that I do not like fish.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not like a logical consequence of this fact that I don't order fish. It's just the fact that I don't like fish.
Mm-hmm.
And therefore, like, fish is not ordered.
Mm-hmm.
I see.
Mm-hmm.
But and comparison isn't necessarily taking place here. Because it's not happening in opposition to, well, because I am somebody who doesn't like fish, as opposed to somebody who does like fish, but who does like fish would order fish, and I wouldn't order fish. That is why I'm not ordering. Like, this isn't the thing that's taking place.
Mm-hmm.
I see.
The comparison is not taking place inwardly.
I see. It's just a fact, like outwardly, that I don't like fish, and therefore, like, not my order.
Mm-hmm. Thought is not comparing itself to itself within itself.
I see. But outwardly, there is fish item, non-fish item.
Mm-hmm.
I see.
Comparing between various kinds of cars, clothes, insurance plans. One needs to compare.
I see. One needs to. But a moment ago, didn't we say that in the ending of fear, like, all comparison comes to an end?
Inwardly.
I see. I see. You're saying outwardly, like, we need comparison. I see. To pass you the salt.
Mm-hmm.
I see. Because I can't pass you the pepper or my hand, as we said before. I see.
But not to compare thought within itself.
Yeah, I wonder if we need outward comparison either. Maybe that's a strange thought.
So you just won't pass me the salt?
Well, I'm wondering if I could pass you the salt without comparison outwardly. But I don't know if this question is meaningful yet.
It doesn't mean much to me.
Yeah.
Sounds rather like Greek.
Sounds
like Greek. It's all Greek to me.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
I see. Okay.
Okay. So it seems like, at least provisionally, comparison is necessary outward.
And we're saying for the ending of fear, there must be an ending of all inward comparison. Okay.
Comparison might be totally unnecessary inwardly. And in fact, if one compares inwardly, inevitably there will be fear.
I see, because there might be expectations, which are a movement of comparison. Yeah.
And a sense of being inadequate to meet those expectations.
Yeah.
Because that capacity, judged in thought, is also limited.
Yeah. The weight we put on our shoulders in our expectations, eh? Very heavy.
I must be like this.
It might not be very heavy either. It could be very light and rather annoying.
Casual.
Yeah. It might be a nuisance. Yeah, rather than like a
heavy burden.
Something to bear. Yes. It could be a fly rather than a cross or something. Yeah.
Okay.
But not very joyful either way.
No. No. So can one observe this whole structure of comparison and fear? Comparison as a movement in psychological time with that fear. Just to observe that whole movement.
Could you say more? Are you saying, is it possible? What is being asked?
To observe that whole movement without motive, without direction.
I see.
Without purpose. Without separating oneself, dividing oneself from fear. Gathering all of the energy.
I see. Like there's no distortion?
Not distorting that observation with prejudice.
Right.
With motive.
And there's no extortion either. I don't force myself to live these expectations, twist and turn my body to match a mold. Have my arm bent behind my back, if you will.
Not to make demands of myself.
Yeah.
Based on fear.
Yeah. There's just the fear. And you said gathering energy? I see. Well, in this observation, perhaps there's tremendous energy because it's no longer being like spread out. I don't know. Dissipated, yes. Like I'm no longer exerting myself to...
Dividing oneself from fear, one is dissipating the energy of that thing.
Yeah.
Through condemnation, justification, rationalization.
I see.
Motivation. My fear motivates me to be better. Right? But there's just the tremendous energy of that thing.
I see. Without motive. I see.
Gathering all that energy, with that energy, attention,
I see. Hold on. By energy, do we mean like the way an engineer would talk about energy? Like you apply a certain amount of force to move a certain object.
but movement requires energy.
Mm-hmm.
Thinking requires energy.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Action requires energy.
Mm-hmm.
Attention requires energy.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Either expressed or not expressed.
Mm-hmm.
So gathering all of that energy,
Mm-hmm.
with that energy, attention,
I see. When you say gather, is it gathered around a center?
no.
Mm. Gather, I feel like, has this central, localized kind of meaning to it. Or is the energy just like there, rather than gathered, like collected? I'm not sure.
In the sense, what was being dispersed is being brought together.
I see. Like not dissipated. I see.
Not fragmented. But in attention, there's no center. Because in attention, our observation is not limited by experience, knowledge, memory, and thought.
I see. Would you say periphery? Or maybe periphery is less bounded, like a border?
Because that attention has no center, it has no border.
perhaps no fear if it was on the periphery.
What do you mean?
Well, we were considering central content, peripheral content, fear, ending of fear, and ending of fear. Tremendous energy.
Mm-hmm.
And with this tremendous energy, attention.
Mm-hmm.
With this attention, no center.
Mm-hmm.
And no center, no circumference.
Mm-hmm. Attention is not limited by either the peripheral content or the central content.
Mm-hmm.
Just attention.
Mm-hmm. Well, it just seemed like we began at the periphery,
Mm-hmm.
came to a center,
Mm-hmm.
and then from here we noticed we went back out and said, where's the periphery?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So from that attention, with no center, and therefore no periphery, there's a perception of the whole nature and structure of fear.
Can you say more?
Perception of what fear is and how it's put together, how it operates. In that perception of the whole nature and structure of fear, there's perception not only of the cause of fear, but also of its end.
I see. Like in the ending of fear, I would no longer be divided centrally and peripherally, because this is perhaps still fragmented. This is what it's at. This is what is at my center. This is what is not at my center. But this is like inwardly fragmented. But I see this whole movement with all of this energy.
So attention is not limited by the structure of our consciousness. Fascinating. In the perception of the whole nature and structure of fear, including not only its cause and its end, that very perception is action. Which is the ending of fear. That perception doesn't take place in time.
I have a feeling that it's been put rather simply, and I'm just wondering. good though. So you're suggesting that perceiving the whole movement of fear is action, which is the ending of fear. Very simply put. Yes, yes. And this perception, this action, does not take place in time. Does it take place, like in a place? Is it localized? Does it happen here but not there?
That attention has relationship to the brain.
Okay.
So in perception, which is intelligence, can act on or through the brain.
I don't get your meaning. So I was asking, is there a spatial quality to this perception? And you said, well, the attention has a relationship to the brain. And the perception, which is intelligence, can either work on the brain or through the brain. I see. And is the brain like a placeholder?
A placeholder?
Yeah. Does it occupy space? Like that is...
Yes.
Yeah. This was the original question. Does this attention, this perception, this action, if we say that it has a timeless quality, does it also have a spaceless quality? But you're saying, like maybe spaceless, but it still has a relationship to space through or on the brain. I see. Okay.
Right. My thought was, if the action of intelligence in relationship to fear is the ending of fear, if we say the action of that intelligence is not localized, does that intelligence end all fear?
Ah, I see. Like throughout all space. I see. I think it's a good question. Yes.
Because that intelligence acts immediately. But if that intelligence was to act immediately to end all fear throughout all space, there would be no problems.
I see. And yet consciousness has has content that it regards as problems. I see.
The fact is there are problems.
I see. I see.
But if there is the ending of fear in one brain, even momentarily, is there an effect on
the brain?
The brain. If there is an ending of fear in one consciousness, what is the effect on human consciousness.
I see. I see. Like perhaps a spatial component or a spatial quality is necessary until it isn't. Okay.
I hope the discussion there hasn't been rather cryptic.
Oh, would you like to clarify?
I don't know. It seems quite clear.
I think so.
Okay.
One consciousness as opposed to human consciousness.
Mm-hmm.
One brain as opposed to the brain.
Mm-hmm. So perhaps we might touch on this last point.
The brain?
Observing the fact that consciousness is its content, and that the content of consciousness does not exist in isolation, but rather in relationship, and that the content of consciousness is basically similar.
See, I don't even want to say that, but
in that although...
I want to say the content of consciousness is...
I see.
If we say basically similar, we're saying, well, here are the similarities between this and this consciousness's content. Yeah.
Well, in that...
Do you mean to say, like, locally, it's readily observable and recognizable? So that, like, what does that signify?
In the sense that all consciousness experiences fear. All consciousness experiences suffering.
Right, which is to say, there's content in consciousness recognized as fear. Yes.
All consciousness experiences desire.
Yeah.
All consciousness experiences pleasure.
Right, like the all is, one might have a rather, like, numerical approach to it already, like considering all as a sum.
Like each unique consciousness has this content.
Yeah. Each unique, let's see.
But because the content of each unique consciousness is basically similar, and that consciousness exists not in isolation but in relationship, actually each unique consciousness is not a separate consciousness.
Because it's in relationship. Yeah.
Each unique consciousness is human consciousness.
You have a friend here.
In the same way, although there is each unique brain, that brain has if we accept the word evolved, over millions of years. In relationship. So the brain is not yours or mine. It's the brain. And although each brain has its uniqueness, idiosyncrasies, basically it's the brain.
If I may, when we say the brain or consciousness, are we referring to a mere abstraction? Like, are we talking about the net similarities across all of the unique brains? Or when we say the brain, does it have some concreteness to it?
When we talk about human consciousness, or the brain, or human brain,
or human nature, or
is it an idea or an actuality?
Yes. I think it's important.
We've said we're not interested in ideas.
Not ultimately, anyway.
When we say that consciousness is its content.
Mm-hmm.
Consciousness exists in relationship.
Mm-hmm.
The content of consciousness, although it may have its own particular, idiosyncratic, unique objects,
Mm-hmm.
the content itself is not my content, but human content.
Mm-hmm.
So my consciousness is not mine.
Okay.
It's human consciousness.
I see.
If you make it into an idea, it becomes some sort of romantic, sentimental, fanciful abstraction. Sounds very nice.
I see. I was going to say your tone sounds rather condemning. But you say it with a smile. I don't know how to.
I see. It's a fact.
I see. I see. So not as an abstraction,
Mm-hmm.
not as an idea.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
The fact that my consciousness is not mine, it's human consciousness, is an actuality.
Mm-hmm.
It can be observed.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And although the action of intelligence may be particularly relevant to a particular brain,
Mm-hmm.
as a matter of fact, the action of intelligence is relevant to the brain.
Mm-hmm. It's relevant to, would you say, also to each uniqueness?
One would have to test it out.
I see. Okay.
It may be relevant to each uniqueness it encounters.
I see. But it might not be the case that any single unique brain has a relationship to all other unique brains.
Mm-hmm.
I see. That's a big relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Tremendous relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Did you say each one it encounters?
Mm-hmm.
I see. Could it have a relationship to each one in its uniqueness, which it does not encounter?
I don't know.
But yes. Does it sound Greek?
The question makes sense.
Okay, less Greek than the
Less
other
Greek.
one. Okay, maybe more Latin.
Okay. So perception is not in time, not essentially located in space,
Essentially, okay.
which is intelligence, and freedom.
I see. Are you suggesting that there is freedom in the ending of fear? Which is action?
Mm-hmm. Freedom, which is not freedom from fear,
I see.
but freedom, which is freedom to observe fear, and in that observation, the ending of fear. The ending of fear by an intelligence which is not conditioned by knowledge or time.
I see. Like freedom, which we happen to be exploring in relationship to the ending of fear.
Mm-hmm.
But it's essential. It's not as if this freedom is essentially qualified by fear or the ending of fear.
No.
Right. Because we said this freedom is in fact action.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Not freedom to act and do something,
Mm-hmm.
but freedom which is action.
Mm-hmm.
Very significant.
Quite.
Yes.